The Valdrine Empire had conquered 47 star systems in less than a decade. Their war fleets were legendary, their tactics ruthless, and their victory inevitable. Or so they believed until they encountered humanity. Commander Melissa Chen stood on the bridge of the UES Defiance, watching the Valdrine Armada retreat through the view screen. Smoke still drifted from damaged hull sections, and several human vessels limped toward repair stations. But they had won. The Valdrine's unstoppable Third Fleet lay in ruins around the Kepler 442 system. Casualties? Melissa asked, her voice steady despite the exhaustion pulling at her bones. 17 ships lost, ma'am. 32 damaged. Approximately 4,000 personnel KIA, Lieutenant Liam Rodriguez reported from the tactical station. His hands trembled slightly as he compiled the data. His first real battle, and he'd performed admirably. Melissa nodded grimly. Too many lives, but far fewer than projected. And the Valdrine? Their entire Third Fleet, ma'am. 48 capital ships destroyed, dozens more crippled. Conservative estimates put their casualties at over 200,000. A sobering silence fell across the bridge. The Valdrine had brought what their intelligence called an overwhelming force, 3 times the size of the human defense fleet. They had expected to crush the young species that dared resist incorporation into their empire. They hadn't expected humans to fight like cornered animals with the strategic minds of chess grandmasters. Incoming transmission, the communications officer announced. It's Fleet Admiral Zhang from Central Command. The Admiral's weathered face appeared on the main screen, relief evident in his expression. Outstanding work, Commander. The Security Council has reviewed your battle performance. Preliminary analysis suggests the Valdrine won't attempt another incursion for at least 6 months. 6 months to prepare, sir, Melissa acknowledged. We'll need every day of it. Agreed. Return to Mars Station for resupply and crew rotation. You've earned it. Zhang out. 3 months later, the galaxy's intelligence networks buzzed with intercepted Valdrine communications. Liam, now promoted to senior intelligence analyst, sat in the dim light of the analysis center aboard Mars Station, piecing together fragments of alien transmissions. Commander, you need to see this, he called out as Melissa entered for her daily briefing. She leaned over his console, studying the translated text. Her eyes widened. This can't be right, she muttered. The Valdrine High Command's internal memorandum was clear. They believed the human force at Kepler 442 represented 70 to 80% of humanity's total military capability. They were planning their next assault based on this assumption, gathering the First and Second Grand Fleets, their most powerful armadas, to crush humanity once and for all. They think that was our full army, Liam said, disbelief coloring his voice. They have no idea. Melissa straightened, a cold smile forming. They don't know about the solar defense grid, or the Jupiter fleet, or the 1,500 ships still in construction. Not to mention the Earth reserve fleets, Liam added. Ma'am, we only sent 8% of our available forces to Kepler 442. 8%. The implications settled over them like a heavy blanket. Humanity had been deliberately conservative, testing Valdrine capabilities while revealing as little as possible about their own strength. The Security Council's strategy had worked beyond their wildest projections. Get me Admiral Zhang, Melissa ordered. Immediately. The Valdrine Emperor Zaxthar sat upon his crystalline throne, reviewing reports from his intelligence corps. His mandibles clicked in what his species considered thoughtful contemplation. You're certain of these numbers? He demanded of his chief strategist. Yes, Divine Majesty. All intelligence confirms that the human fleet at Kepler 442 represented their primary military force. They scraped together every available vessel for that battle. Our analysis shows their shipyards are struggling to replace losses. They are vulnerable now, weakened. Zaxthar rose, his imposing form casting shadows across the throne room. Then we strike with everything. The First and Second Grand Fleets together, over 800 capital ships. We will erase this upstart species from the stars and make an example of their defiance. His strategist bowed. It shall be done, Divine Majesty. The fleets are already assembling. In 2 months we attack their home system directly. They will have nowhere to run. 2 months later, the Valdrine Armada emerged from hyperspace at the edge of humanity's solar system. 873 capital ships accompanied by thousands of support vessels, the largest military fleet ever assembled in galactic history. Emperor Zaxthar himself commanded from his flagship, anticipating an easy victory against a depleted enemy. What awaited them made his blood run cold. The first defense line consisted of 500 heavy cruisers, more ships than they'd encountered at Kepler 442. Behind them, another 800 vessels of various classes held position near Jupiter. And beyond that, surrounding Earth itself, another 1,000 ships waited in perfect formation. But it was the lunar surface that truly horrified him. Massive railguns, each capable of firing projectiles at relativistic speeds, rose from fortified positions. Weapon platforms dotted the orbital space around every planet and major moon. "How?" Zaxthar whispered. "This is impossible. Where did they—" "Divine Majesty," his sensor officer interrupted, voice shaking. "We're detecting another fleet entering the system. Designation, Solar Defense Reserve. Ship count, 1,200 vessels. And there's more. Multiple shipyard stations are launching newly completed vessels. They're still building them." Melissa's voice cut through every Valdrine communication channel, broadcast on all frequencies. "Emperor Zaxthar, this is Commander Melissa Chen of the United Earth Space Force. You made a critical error in your intelligence assessment. The force you encountered at Kepler 442 wasn't our main fleet. It wasn't even 10% of our total military capability. It was a border patrol squadron, training exercises for our newest recruits." She paused, letting that sink in. "You wanted to see our real strength? Look around you. And know this, we're still holding back. We haven't even activated our full reserve forces, so I'll give you one chance. Turn your fleet around and leave our space. Or learn firsthand why humanity has a saying, speak softly and carry a big stick. You've been speaking to the soft part. Don't make us show you the stick." In the tactical center on Mars Station, Liam watched the Valdrine fleet's formation waver. Individual ships began breaking away, retreating toward the hyperspace threshold. "They're running," he said, amazed. Melissa nodded, her expression grim but satisfied. "They finally understand. We're not prey. We're not even competitors." She turned to face her crew. "We're the species that conquered our own world, survived countless wars, and sent explorers into the void with nothing but determination and hope. And we will never submit." The Valdrine Emperor's flagship was the last to retreat, his 800-ship armada fleeing before a force they now realized they could never defeat. Humanity had revealed its hand, and the galaxy would never underestimate Earth again. Epilogue. The Valdrine Empire issued a formal non-aggression pact 3 weeks later. Other species, watching from the sidelines, began requesting diplomatic relations rather than conquest protocols. Liam found Melissa in the observation deck watching Earth rotate peacefully below. "What do you think happens now?" he asked. She smiled. Now we make sure the galaxy remembers this lesson. Humans don't start fights, but we sure as hell finish them." The young species had announced its arrival on the galactic stage, not with submission or fear, but with strength tempered by restraint and the unmistakable promise that their true power remained. Even now, carefully held in reserve, the age of humanity had begun.